Item Number SCP-035 Object Class KETER. Description: SCP-35 appears to be a white porcelain comedy mask, although at times will change to tragedy. In these events, all existing visual records, such as photographs, video footage, and even illustrations of SCP-35, automatically change to reflect its new appearance. A highly corrosive and degenerative viscous liquid constantly seeps from the eyes and mouth holes of SCP-35. Anything coming into contact with this substance slowly decays over a period of time, depending on the material, until it has decayed completely into a pool of the original containment. Glass seems to react the slowest to the effects of the item, hence the construction choice of its immediate container. Living organisms that come into contact with the substance react much more the same way, with no chance of recovery. Origin of the liquid is unknown. Liquid is only visible from the front, and does not emerge or is even visible from the other side. Subjects within 1.5 to 2 meters, which is 5 foot to 6 feet of SCP-35, or in visual contact with it, experience a strong urge to put it on. When SCP-35 is placed on the face of an individual, an alternate brainwave pattern from SCP-35 overlaps that of the original host, effectively snuffing it out and causing brain death to the subject. Subject then claims to be the consciousness contained within SCP-35. The bodies of possessed subjects decay at a highly accelerated rate, eventually become a little more than mummified corpses. Nevertheless, SCP-35 has demonstrated the ability to remain a cognitive control of the body, experiencing severe structural damage. Even if the subject's body literally decays to the point where motion is not mechanically possible, no effect is found to be had when placed on the face of an animal. Conversations with SCP-35 have proven to be informative. Researchers have learned various details about other SCP objects and history in general, as SCP-35 claims to have been at many momentous events in history. SCP-35 displays a highly intelligent and charismatic personality, being both admirable and flattering to all those it speaks with. SCP-35 has scored in the 99th percent on all intelligence and aptitude tests administered to it, and appears to have a photographic memory. However, physiological analysis has discovered SCP-35 to possess a highly manipulative nature, capable of forcing sudden and profound changes to interviewers' physiological states. SCP-35 has proven to be highly sadistic, prompting some to commit suicide and transforming others into near-mindless servants with linguistic persuasion alone. SCP-35 has stated that it has intimate knowledge of the workings of the human mind, and implied that it could change anyone's views if given enough time. Additionally, SCP-35 was found in a sealed crypt in an abandoned house in Vince back in 1819. Addendum 35-1. SCP-35 has been found able to possess anything that is humanoid shaped, including mannequins, corpses, and even statues. SCP-35 is still able to motivate all into movement, removing the need to expose live subjects to SCP-35. Still, anything it possesses inevitably decays into motionlessness. SCP-35-2. SCP-35 has facilitated an escape attempt, convincing several of the research staff to aid in its bid for freedom. Insurrection failed. All staff that have been in contact with SCP-35 have been terminated, and mandatory psychiatric evaluations have been implemented for all personnel coming in contact with SCP-35. Addendum 35-3. It has been determined that SCP-35 is capable of telepathy, whether or not it possesses a host, even penetrating to the subconscious of others, and using the knowledge to find its advantage. Extreme caution is advised when choosing subjects to converse with SCP-35. Addendum 35-4. SCP-035 has expressed an interest in other SCPs, most notably SCP-1 SCP-517 and SCP-682. Dr. has expressed worry that should SCP-35 bond with either, their regenerative qualities would negate its corruption and give it a permanent host, making it indestructible and immortal. Addendum 35-5. After several more escape attempts, and after viewing SCP-35's incident record, High Command has ordered that it be permanently sealed within the facility and prohibited from being allowed in more hosts. Several personnel have protested against this, and some even erupting into violence. As a direct result, all personnel that have come into contact with SCP-35 have been terminated. Going forward, all personnel that deal with SCP-35 are to be rotated frequently, and contact is to be limited to its dormant state, as little as possible. SCP-35-6. Personnel within 10 meters of SCP-35 had recently reported feeling unease, saying that they can hear unintelligible whispers. Several others have suffered from severe migraines. Object has been monitored, but there is no change in its dormant behavior, and no sounds have been recorded. The motion to reinstate SCP-35's host privileges has been brought upon once more, if only on a temporary basis to discover these new changes in the object's behavior. Denied. And finally, SCP-35-7. The walls of SCP-35's containment cell have suddenly begun secreting the black substance. Tests on the substance has revealed it to be human blood, although highly contaminated with several foreign and unknown agents. Substance is corrosive, having a pH of 4.5, and prolonged exposure to the walls have proven it to be detrimental to their structural integrity. More notably, it seems to be forming patterns on the wall. Several segments seem to have photographs in various languages, including Italian, Latin, Greek, and Sanskrit. Translation is pending. Other segments appear to be diagrams depicting realistic sacrifice and mutilation, often for an arcane benefit of the person committing it. Several staff members have been shocked to note that all sacrifices bear an uncanny resemblance to various personnel and their loved ones, often in conflicting positions. Researchers, while in the room examining these newly found pattern forms, have complained about hearing loud whispering and high-pitched, unnerving laughter at irregular individuals. Personnel in this section working daily near and around SCP-35's containment unit has suffered catastrophic moral damage, with an all-time high in suicide rates and staff in that area, whether or not they have ever been in contact with SCP-35. The only change in SCP-35's dormant behavior is regarding its contained glass case. Degradation of the case has increased to a high degree, enough so that the glass will occasionally shatter, causing a wide dispersal of SCP-35's containment. This occurs quite often at the most unusual times, so far resulting in 6 casualties and 3 fatalities of both researcher and cleanup staff. Special containment procedures. SCP-35 is to be kept within a hermetically sealed glass case, no fewer than 10 centimeters, which is 4 inches thick. This case is to be contained within a steel, iron, and lead shielded room at all times. Doors are to be triple locked at all times, with the exception of allowing personnel in or out. No fewer than 2 armed guards are to be posted at any time. Guards must remain outside the wall at all times and are not allowed within the containment room under any circumstances. A trained physiologist is to remain on site at all times. Research personnel are not allowed to touch SCP-35 at any time, and SCP-35 must be moved in a new sealed case every 2 weeks. The previous case must be disposed of via SCP-101, as it shows no adverse reactions to SCP-35's corruption. Any who comes into contact with SCP-35 when it is in possessing a host, it has to be given an immediate physiology evaluation.